This is Benny Pulley, behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting. I'm here with the CEO, Warren Wells, of the Tennessee Walking Horse National Celebration, and we're going to try to discuss some things today of events coming up, the legality thing that we just got through with on the horse thing. So let's go ahead and start with some events that you got coming up, and tell us a little bit about what you got going on.
Yeah. And since last time I was here, we were kind of talking about some events that we had coming up in early January and February, and those went really well. Lone Star Rodeo came through and was exciting. We packed the house on that Saturday night with Lone Star, and had two weeks worth of TriStar MX dirt bike racing and arena cross, and that was really exciting. Second year we've had them here, but coming up starting tonight is the TNT Truck and Tractor Pull, and I know they were on here this week.
I talked to Todd. I did Todd's this week, and he's a really interesting fella, and got a lot of interesting vehicles that are going to be pulling.
They've been promoting it great. So if you're on Facebook at all, you need to look them up. They are those big tractor trailers have been coming in all week with cool stuff, and they were pulling in all night last night, and so we're extremely excited about that. Been looking to see. We don't think we've ever had a tractor pull in Cooper Steel Arena or when it was Calsonic Arena. So that's really exciting to bring it. We have a lot of tractor pull fans in this town.
Oh, yeah, ain't no doubt.
Yeah,
because the Chapel Hill one always pulls a bunch.
Yes.
They've got them so many around here, and we've got several pullers that are from Shelbyville.
And travel, so they get to do it here at home. And at the fair, there's always that's always a good one. But being outside, but it's pretty exciting to be able to have one this time of year indoors. We're a little warm than we normally are, so which is even better because. We're going to have the ventilation open and things like that, so it's going to be pretty comfortable in Cooper Steel Arena. You may want to bring a little jacket still. But that starts tonight. Doors open at 5:30, so come in there and get you a good seat at 5:30, and they'll start pulling at 7. So they're doing it tonight and tomorrow night. So they also open at 5:30 tomorrow, start at 7 Saturday night.
Now, I understand from him that they would open ticket sales at 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
that's right.
So they can come buy their tickets early.
Yep. Sometimes some of these events, people always like to wait. They think it starts at 7. I'll get there at 6:45. And so if you have to wait in line to get your ticket and then get through the doors, so you may want to get there a little bit early, or come by at lunch today and buy your tickets at the Cooper Steel Arena ticket booth at the front, and don't have to wait in line at all.
Well, that's the way to do it,
Yes.
And that with all the stuff that he told me about when he was here, it sounds like an exciting event.
Yeah, this is not a small tractor pull, somebody getting started. This is a well-established company that knows what they're doing. They're real excited to be here. We're excited to have them. We think Cooper Steel Arena is perfect for an event like this, and they do too. It kind of goes back to when we changed that footing a few years ago. It just makes us so more diverse and versatile. So we're really excited about that. And one thing I did want to say is the trucks and tractors will be it'd be the same classes both Friday and Saturday night. So if you were thinking, well, I'm just going to go on Saturday to see the big ones or see the finale, it's going to be the same trucks and tractors on both Friday and Saturday. So both are going to be great and exciting.
Well, that'd be good. So then after the TNT leaves, who you got coming in?
We got Mad Dog Demolition Derby coming in. So we're sticking with the motorheads. We had dirt bikes, and then tractor pull, and then Demolition Derby. Always a really, really good event. It's a Shelbyville favorite. We did change the weekend. So normally we have had them on a weekend that had the biggest Demolition Derby event in the country in Kansas City, and so we finally got a new weekend for them, and so they're not going to be competing there. So we're going to have we expect to have some really good competition coming in, since we're not overlapping with one of the biggest events in the country.
Gotcha.
So that'll be next weekend, just on Saturday night. It's Mad Dog Demolition Derby. They've been coming for many, many years, and it's going to be really, really big. So you can get your tickets now there at Mad Dog Demolition Derby.
Okay, cool.
Yep. And then we move on after that. So we got March 13th through the 15th is going to be our first walking horse show of the year. A little bit earlier, it's going to be the Fast Spring Show, Tennessee Walking Horse Spring Show. So Fast, which we can get into into a little bit later, but that is an organization that raises money for the Tennessee Walking Horse Legal Fund, Industry Legal Fund, which paid off really well for us recently, and I'll get into that after we talk about the events that we have at Cooper Steel.
Right.
So we'll have that, and that'll be our first Walking Horse event of the year. And then the next week after that, the 27th through the 29th, is the Walking Horse Trainers Association. So that is typically the kickoff for the celebration grounds for a Tennessee Walking Horse event, but Fast kind of got in front of them a little bit this year because we wanted to add a new show. So we did, and so moved it up. And then right after that, the April 3rd through the 12th is going to be the Cowboy Mounted Shooters coming back to town.
That's a good one.
Yes, everybody loves them. We have just become their second home. I think I've said on this show before, they have 6 national events that they do throughout the country, and we're the smallest town that they do a national event in, and we have 2 of them.
Wow.
They moved one of their national events from Murfreesboro and the other one from Mississippi.
Okay.
And they love Shelbyville. They love being here. They max out our hotels, max out our RV parks. Our restaurants are kind of full. It's a really big event.
I know when we used to have the coffee shop there in Bell Buckle, they would come over.
That's
and
awesome.
I mean, lots of them.
Yes.
Walk the streets, and it's nice seeing them. It's fun to see them. Some of them dressed up the old way. Yeah. So it's great to see them guys.
Yeah. That one's a fun one, and we just love it when they come. Everybody wears a cowboy hat, and but they do. It's that's one of those that anybody can come watch. You don't have to know anything about horses. It's just going to be fun. It's speed. It's guns. It's exciting.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I like that. So what else we got going on? I know you got a lot of events coming up, and I know you'll have a bunch getting closer to horse show time. We'll have all kinds of things getting ready, the national celebration. But I know over the last few months, y'all been fighting a legal battle.
Yes, yeah.
So just give us a little update about what's going on with that, and we'll take a break here in about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we'll come back and talk some more about it. But
Yeah. I'll kind of get started. As you all know, it's something that we've talked about on this show just about every month that we're here since the spring of last year.
Right.
We knew it was coming, and when it finally did, it was we knew it was going to be detrimental to our business and to the walking horse industry, and ultimately pretty detrimental to this community.
Yeah.
We all know what the walking horse industry does for Middle Tennessee and Tennessee as a whole, but we're so concentrated here in Bedford County, and we're getting more concentrated. There's lots of barns from other states and other parts of the country that are moving to Shelbyville and keeping their operation here because we do have so many walking horse events. But so we started when that came out. We did comments initially, and those comments weren't really always accepted by the USDA, and so we then hired attorneys out of D.C., a group called Toradon, and they've done a really, really good job representing us throughout all of last year. And then just recently, we finally, the lawsuit came down, and we sued on 5 parts of the rule, and we won on 4 of them. Okay. As far as we know, for the industry, that's the first time we've gone up against the federal government on a rulemaking procedure and won.
Right.
But I can get into that a little bit after the break if you want.
Well, we'll go ahead and take a 1-minute break, and we'll be right back.
Visit Kincaid Service Company today to experience the superior comfort of a Serta mattress. Serta has pioneered sleep innovation for more than 90 years, bringing quality products to more than 150 countries worldwide. Serta Comfort is validated by consumers with thousands of 5-star reviews and are designed and assembled in the U.S. at one of Serta's state-of-the-art facilities. Serta's award-winning mattress collections are created by providing superior comfort along with overall support and breathability. Get Serta Comfort by visiting Kincaid Service Company in Shelbyville. Online at kincaidservice.com. When's the last time you've seen the eye doctor? Don't wait. Whether it's little Carter's first pair of glasses or keeping a good eye on your vision health as you age, your eyes are a precious thing. See personalized care for the whole family and friendly faces at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care on 605 North Main in Shelbyville, across from the U.S. Post Office. Striving to bring you excellence in optometry every single day. Don't put your family's vision off. Make an appointment today at 931-684-0000. 2020. Personalized eye care for the whole family at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care.
All right, this is Benny Pulley, behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting. I'm here with Warren Wells, CEO of Tennessee Walking Horse National Celebration. And before we went to break, we were talking about the legal system and what was going on with this lawsuit against the government. And Warren had told us out of the 5 rules, y'all won 4 of them. All right. So more information.
Yeah. 5 areas that we sued on in the case, and won on 4 of them. I think the biggest one that the everyday citizen would have noticed would be the USDA decided to do a blanket prohibition on action devices and pads. And so when it comes to the pad, I mean, this is the I guess I would call it the iconic walking horse that everybody sees. It's the logo in the celebration is a padded walking horse.
Right.
When you come into Tennessee and you stop at a rest stop and you see the portrait of a walking horse, it is a padded walking horse.
Right.
It is that is our world grand champion, the world grand champion. So that rule would have done away with that horse or that class, and so we won on that. And then, some of the more details that you, as a normal, everyday citizen, probably wouldn't have known much about. But they also did a blanket prohibition on substances, what they call foreign substances on a horse's feet and things. And so, what kind of where they're getting at is, those substances that are really already banned that would, hurt the horses. Right. Yeah. To get through, to make a sore horse that we're all against and working against. But they kind of went a little bit further and just had a blanket foreign substance. And so that would have also taken out things that are therapeutic for a horse and things like that. And so the court said, they just can't have a blanket prohibition on that. So we won there too. And then there's 2 parts. One deals with a SCAR rule, and the other just deals with straight due process. But the court struck down both the SCAR rule and other aspects of the rule to say you just don't have any due process there. In this country, you can't just take away someone's livelihood or tell them they can't do something without some kind of due process. And the USDA just moved that rule forward without any thought of due process, and so we won on both of those as well. Where we did not win, and we knew it maybe wasn't our strongest case, but was our right to self-regulate our industry.
Right.
And so we're still working on that right now. It was we kind of, what we always say is we just want to be treated like other breeds and other disciplines are.
Right.
So as of right now, the Trump administration has come in. Again, we when we were fighting this rule, it was not with the Trump administration; it was with the Biden administration. So, as they are getting their new staff in, we're having a whole new group of people to work with, and so we're excited about that and hoping it goes really well. But they've delayed the part of the rule that says that our DQP system that we currently use, where the industry has its inspectors inspect every horse, that's been pushed to April 2nd, I believe, early April. I think it's April 2nd. And so we're kind of just waiting for more guidance from the USDA on how
proceed. Because you're waiting for the new group to get started.
Yeah, and get their feet under them and things like that. And they've got a lot to figure out. I mean, they came in and inherited a rule that they may not have agreed with, but all they know is they just got struck down by the courts, and they've got to figure out how to move forward.
Right.
And so we'll be there along the way to try to help them figure that out and work with them. The new administration has been very easy to work with as they get their feet settled.
Yeah, and that's I tell you, it's when you take people to court like that, you never know how the outcome's going to be, and it sounds like y'all did really well.
Yeah, we had to raise a ton of money, which is tough because we're raising it from our industry. So, more than 90% of all Tennessee walking horse shows, the proceeds go to charities. Basically almost everything but the celebration goes to charity, and the celebration is a nonprofit that does a lot in our community.
Right.
And we have a 105-acre facility we got to maintain, so it's hard for us to give all of our proceeds away. But so when you spend almost $2 million in 2 different lawsuits with the federal government, really 3 lawsuits with the federal government. That's money that came out of our industry, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah.
And had to go to lawyers in D.C. and things like that. So we're happy to get that behind us, and the industry really stepped up to help us. That was a lot of people giving a lot of money, but we were fighting for what we thought was our livelihood and our lives.
Well, yeah.
So,
I mean, anytime you're doing that, you're gonna give it all you got.
Yep.
And you don't want to go down without a fight.
Right.
I mean, they could put the walking horse out of business completely if you hadn't fought it.
Yep. Yeah. And our thoughts was, we could have paid a quarter of the price and then lost and looked back and said, why didn't we give it our all? And so we went full in. We went with the best, and it paid off. And
well,
so now we're at a important, a very pivotal time in our industry. We've won this lawsuit. Now we got to get things right. We got to keep our industry clean and get the right inspection process.
So, for you as CEO, do you help sort of regulate right now on your walking horse grounds how your guys inspect the horses? Do y'all do a personal inspection, or does the government have to do it before y'all do it?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
So the industry inspectors currently right now, what they call HIOs, they inspect every single horse, and that is at sales or any kind of exhibition where a Tennessee walking horse is being shown. And so, yes, they do it first, and then the federal government determines if they're going to be at a show or not, an event or not. And if they are there, our inspectors still inspect every horse first.
Yeah.
And then the APHIS, which is under USDA, has the ability to then inspect the horse after them or before them if they want to. They can,
right.
Pretty much inspect them however they want.
Right.
But that's how it works.
Usually your guys would inspect them,
yes.
then send them on, and then the feds would inspect them.
Yeah. I mean, Tennessee walking horses are the only horse that every one of them is inspected before the ring, and typically the winners are inspected after. All the first place winners are always inspected, but when the USDA is there, typically they do the second and third place as well. So the most regulated equestrian event for sure.
Yeah. So the other breeds that would be in, do they inspect theirs like y'all do? No.
I think they have USDA, as this rule was going through the process, and I'm not sure why they were doing it. Maybe just because they realized it was not going to look good in court that they only inspect Tennessee walking horses.
Yeah.
But they started appearing at other events and things like that. Yeah.
Good thing to do that.
Yeah. Well,
pick out one.
Yeah. They like to say, well, we don't have issues in other breeds, so that's why we don't inspect them. And we're like, well, it's hard to know if you have an issue if you've never inspected them, or if you don't show up at those events.
I mean, you just take for any industry like the rodeo industry. Those horses are run pretty hard, the bulls and everything, and a lot of times, years ago they were mistreated, and they never caught that kind of stuff. You found out back from somebody that took pictures, or something, But now most of them all are, they have their own inspector. Like Lone Star, they do a great show. That was the best show. I went Friday night, and it was awesome.
The rodeo is a really clean sport now. They've done a lot to make sure of that and work with their contract people who bring in livestock and things like that. Yeah, I've talked to Lone Star. They bring in their stock, and then they take them back home and switch stock where they're not hitting having to go every weekend and things like that. I think everybody's become really conscious of it and done a really good job of making sure that the animal welfare is at top of mind for everyone.
I think that's the key to the industry and any industry. Horses. But Warren, what do we got? Anything else that you'd like to talk about that needs to be pointed out? And I know Cooper Steele's been really working hard over remodeling that place. It really looks good.
Yeah, I haven't brought that up in a while because we've pretty much finalized everything. Little tweaks here and there that most people wouldn't even recognize because the big stuff has been done.
Right.
But the last main project in that whole deal between the Cooper Steele and the celebration is an ADA parking lot. We wanted a designated ADA parking lot because we didn't really have much.
Right.
We had a couple spots in the front. And so concrete's been poured, landscapes out there, fencing, new fencing that's going to kind of match across the street.
The
beautiful iron.
The iron fence.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're going to have some iron fence kind of around that ADA parking lot to really make it look pretty and match. So that's really close to being finalized. We've got some light poles that are on back order to kind of spruce that up and things like that. But I saw some pictures the other day of the old arena, how it looked, and you almost can't, you kind of forget how much work's gone into that and how beautiful the arena is now, and helping us, attract other events and things like that. But we got the bathhouses done, and this will be the first full season that we're going to have all the bathhouses. So, those mounted shooters are going to move in, and they're going to fill up our RV parks, and it's great to have the bathhouses ready to go for them. And really, even this, we talked about this TNT Tractor Pull that's tonight, starts tonight. We talked about how some of them are local, but there's a ton that's from out of town. I know our hotels have to be full. We've got a lot staying on property ourselves and campers. There's going to be a lot of tax dollars spent this weekend due to this event. It's going to be fun.
That's the good thing about having the Cooper Steel Arena here in town, and y'all conducting all the events and having them planned, because it does bring that tourist dollar that a lot of people take for granted.
Yes.
Without that tourist dollar and that tax dollar going back into our economy, it'd be rough. Property taxes would be higher. A lot of stuff would be higher.
Yeah. We've got great support from our county, county mayor and our county officials and our city officials and mayors and city manager. Everybody realizes how much money we do bring into the town. And I tell them all the time, jokingly, if I went to any other county or city and said, hey, I'm going to bring a 105-acre facility for equestrian events and other events, they would lay out the red carpet, because typically to have an event facility like ours, it's owned by the local governments or the state government, because it's hard to make money in our business. The real winners when we bring an event to town are the locals. That's where the tax dollars go. They go in the small businesses and things like that. So most cities and counties have to own their own facility to have what we have. We're privately owned, owned by an association and run by a 7-member board. And so Bedford County is really lucky that they can have that kind of tax money come in without really having to pay for it themselves.
Yeah. Now, have you? I know we're getting into national celebration here in August, but have you got any events after August that are something that hadn't been here before, or that is coming? Or
I'd have to look at the calendar. I don't think so, because we are pretty booked.
I figure a lot of walking horse things after the celebration. We'll still do a few.
Well, the mounted shooters move right in, and then we got racking horses. We've got spotted. We've got the mule show, and so we're pretty much back to back with return clients after the celebration. I think we go, I want to say, almost 10 weeks straight of events. A couple hundred horses on the grounds the whole time. It's pretty wild right now.
And I guess, do y'all try to have an event every weekend, or
that's the goal?
That's the goal.
It's hard when you throw an Easter weekend there. You're not going to do anything on Christmas, probably not New Year's. But we have 44 weeks worth of events this year. So when you say 52 and you minus some holidays, we try not. August is so busy to prep for the celebration that we typically don't put any events in that month. Until this year. We've got an event coming in August this year. It's going to be our first time to ever have an event on our property in August.
It'll be the first part of August?
Yep, first weekend in August. And so we're kind of we're starting to scrunch that a little bit. So 44 weeks worth of events is going to really max us out. But that's the goal. We can't make money, and we're not doing any help to the town if we're empty. And so that's the goal. I think when I got here, we were just under 30 weeks worth of events. So that was 4 years ago. And so we've increased a lot.
Well, that's good. That's glad to hear. All right, this is Benny Pulley, behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting. Appreciate you joining CEO, Tennessee Walking Horse National Celebration, Warren Wells. And Warren, thank you for coming, and we will see you next time.
Beauty Rest Black to our customers. Beauty Rest Black represents a leap forward in bedding with sleep climate technology keeping you cool and triple-stranded pocketed coils to give you luxurious support all night long. Wake up refreshed and ready to take on the day with a new Beauty Rest Black mattress from Kincaid Service Company. 400 Madison Street, Shelbyville, across from the Speedway gas station. 931-684-5662.
When's the last time you've seen the eye doctor? Don't wait. Whether it's little Carter's first pair of glasses or keeping a good eye on your vision health as you age, your eyes are a precious thing. See personalized care for the whole family and friendly faces at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care on 605 North Main in Shelbyville across from the U.S. Post Office. Striving to bring you excellence in optometry every single day. Don't put your family's vision off. Make an appointment today at 931-684-2020. Personalized eye care for the whole family at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care.